My name is Todd, and one of the folks behind Sanborn.
Me too. My name is Zach, and I'm one of the owners, folks, persons.
Yeah,
You know, that
nailed it. You nailed it. Yeah. Well, part of it is just the joy of making things, and there's a real sense of satisfaction that comes from crafting something that is both functional and beautiful. And for us, I guess canoes and paddles started with having gone to the Boundary Waters and spent a lot of time on the water growing up. And our grandpa actually made some boats in the 60s, and so the inspiration initially started with him telling us about that, and got us dreaming and eventually got us building.
We get wood and shape it.
Until it looks right, thinner. So every paddle starts basically just as a raw plank of wood, 2x6s or 4/4 thick wood, just lumber. It doesn't look like much, but then we rip it down through the table saw into different strips, different thicknesses, and we put together. At that point, it starts to look like a paddle, but it's not a finished product yet. So then we take hand planers and band saws and chisels and shape it to a nearly finished product, and then we sand it, and then there's some variation in how we finish it. So we have a whole line of painted paddles that will go one route, and those get finished by oiling and then get painted using a series of layers of tape and spray paint, and then eventually get a clear coat over the paint. Which is a line of paddles meant to be more rigorously used in the woods. Those get fiberglassed and then coated in epoxy and then coated in varnish to provide both added durability and UV protection. You build it from the outside inside a mold, and then once it gets pulled out of the mold, you already have the entire hull built, all of the ribs and the structure is done, so it's just putting on trim essentially. And we don't know if it's gonna be good until that point. So those are always kind of big days. Like
Sure.
Pulling a boat out, it's like everybody wants to see it happen just to know if it's if it's gonna work. If you're using a hammer, if you're worried about the hammer coming apart, it's not doing its job. And so with a paddle, you want to basically forget about it and just put it to work, put it to use. So for me, it's those two elements: functional work of art.
Yeah, I mean, just getting out and enjoying the outdoors, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we hope that the paddles are an inspiration to go on journeys and then a tool to take you there too.
I guess it's just the validation of all the work gone into every one, right? You get to see what you use, what it's used for.
For me, I guess, well, I wasn't on the trip and I was really disappointed, but for the first time, was it last year? We actually saw people in the Boundary Waters with our paddles, not with us. And so that was a cool experience in the wild, yeah. Yeah, so it's fun, yeah. I love the routine of camp. I like waking up early in the morning before things are coming alive, and starting a fire and putting a pot of coffee on and watching the world wake up. I like that. I like as things settle down in the evening and the quiet of sunsets and the night owls and birds. Yeah, just the routine of it I like.
I like drinking a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good enough.